Hey guys, welcome back. So checking out a trailer today for the Game of Thrones prequel. This is the Targaryen History Fire and Blood prequel trailer. Game of Thrones, loved it. Fantastic series, really got into it. Season 8 kind of was very divisive. A lot of people didn't like Season 8, felt very rushed. It was magnificently done, but I felt like a lot of shortcuts were taken with a lot of major character arcs in that final season. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't great. It wasn't quite what we expected, considering where we had been in the previous 7 seasons. But now, they're doing a prequel. So let's take a look at the trailer. 3, 2, 1, go.
This world wasn't always so small and petty. Thousands of years ago, while the rest of men prayed to gods, the Valyrians became them. Through magic or sheer will, they mastered the greatest creatures in history.
I like the animation.
A horse grants man dominion over the land, a ship over the sea. But dragons gave us the sky, and everything and everyone beneath it. At its height, my ancestors ruled the known world. Whatever parts we didn't weren't worth knowing. Our capital of Valyria shamed the magnificent cities of the east.
Wow.
For hammers and chisels were no match for dragon fire and sorcery.
Dragon
It was a
fire
city
and sorcery.
and an empire built to last until the end of time. It didn't.
This is cool.
400 years ago, the doom fell on Valyria. Mountains cracked open like eggs, lakes and rivers boiled, fountains of fire, ash and smoke spewed from the ground, so high and so hot that even dragons burned in flight. The land splintered, and the angry sea rushed in. In hours, the greatest city in history became history. But my ancestors didn't burn or drown with the rest of their race. 12 years before the doom, despite the sneers of his rivals, Aenar Targaryen abandoned the capital with his family. Legends claim that his daughter foresaw the destruction of the city in a dream. More likely, Aenar met with some mishap at court and chose exile over execution. He and House Targaryen slinked away to a dreary, remote, god-forsaken island. Forsaken no longer. With arts now lost to the world, we transformed a tiny outpost into Dragonstone, a fortress fit for the last dragon lords. Then Aenar's descendants settled into it like a tomb for their lost homeland. Until Aegon. When he looked east, he saw the past, old, tired, dead. But when he looked west, he saw the future. Gold in the ground, gold in the fields, and no dragons in the sky but his. He and his sisters, Rhaenys and Visenya, flew over the great continent, ostensibly visitors to a strange land. But when Aegon returned, he ordered construction of a massive table carved in the shape of Westeros, with all the notable rivers and mountains that they had seen. A personal map of the 7 kingdoms. Then
this is
ruled
awesome,
by
man.
7 squabbling families. House Durrandon held the Stormlands from their seat at Storm's End, due south of Dragonstone. House Hora of the Iron Islands had also conquered and enslaved the Riverlands, and ruled them from Harrenhal, a monstrous castle rising on the shore of the God's Eye. House Stark held the frozen wasteland of the north, the oldest, largest, and emptiest of the kingdoms.
Yeah, Team
House
Stark all the
Lannister
way.
held the Westerlands, the wealthiest kingdom, thanks to their gold mines. House Gardner held the Reach, the second wealthiest kingdom, thanks to their crops. House Arryn held the Vale, or rather the Vale held them. The mountains were impassable, except through the Bloody Gate, which had never been taken.
Loving the music as
House
well.
Martell held the deserts of Dawn, probably because no one else wanted them. Together, the 7 kingdoms made Westeros, a realm that wasn't yet a realm, ruled by great families who didn't know what greatness was. Aegon would teach them.
Oh, the end. That just ended so suddenly. Well, that was engaging. I was just being swept away with the storytelling in that, just kind of like giving us the history of Westeros and the Targaryens and all that lore, which I'm pretty sure we already know from the series. I mean, it was a big series. I've only watched it through one time so far, so a lot of it is still a bit lost to me, but it was sounding familiar. I read the first book, I read the second book, about to dive into the third book, but I feel like I need to read those first books again because I was kind of holding off. I wanted the series to kind of like wash over me. I didn't want to, for lack of a better word, spoil myself with the book before having the series kind of like do its thing. But then, as we know, the season 8 kind of did its own thing, went away from what George R.R. Martin had written because he hadn't written it yet. God damn it, hurry up, man. You can't rush greatness. Yeah, I was kind of like really holding back. So now is the time to dive into the books and trying to get that story really in my head and be swept away once again and revisit Westeros. And the fact that we're getting a prequel series is really exciting to me as well. I think George R.R. Martin is writing that too. He's involved. So it's going to be good. And of course, it's not going to be animated, or is it? I don't think so. That was just for this trailer, right? It was good. It suited the purpose to kind of really engage me a lot. I was kind of really swept away, like I said. Anyway, you guys excited for more Game of Thrones? Do you want to revisit Westeros? Or were you burned by season 8 and you just want nothing to do with it anymore? Personally, yeah, I want more. I want a sequel series as well. That'd be really cool. Arya Stark on the Pirate Seas. You know you do. We all want that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.